Hi, this is Lisa Marie Nicole, and this is Rockin' for God. Let's rock. Let's rock. Let's rock. Let's rock. Let's rock. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Rockin' for God with podcast. I am your host, award-winning Christian recording artist Lisa Marie Nicole. Today is March 22nd and the fifth Sunday of Lent. Today's gospel reading is from John 11:1 through 45. Jesus raises Lazarus from the dead. I think everyone knows this story of Jesus' friend Lazarus, the brother of Martha and Mary. Mary was the one who anointed the Lord with oil and dried his feet with her hair. Jesus was very fond of them and Lazarus. When her brother Lazarus died and was dead for 4 days, Jesus came and met Martha. And she said to him, "If you would have been here, my brother would not have died." Jesus said to her, "Your brother will rise." She said, "I know he will in the resurrection on the last day." He said, "I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, even if he dies, will live. And everyone who lives and believes in me will never die." By reading this scripture, knowing what Jesus said, I would want to be a follower of his, wouldn't you? Anyone who believes in him will never die. We will die from this physical life, but not spiritually. We will be raised from the dead with a new glorious body and live with him forever in eternity. If that doesn't want to make you a believer, I don't know what will. Jesus can not only raise the physical dead, but he will raise you from spiritual death that this world has done to us. Let him into your heart and follow and live for him, and you will be alive once again, just like Lazarus. Because of this scripture today, I have decided to play my song Resurrection and the Life at the end of this show. Today's guest is Yvonne Moritz, the founder of Horses That Heal and Rescue the Rescues. I am excited to speak with her about all the great things that she is doing to help the rescues around the country, including her new album that my song Molly Malone is on. Also, stick around to see the O'Hare Dogs of the Week, and I will show you my rescues also. We will be right back. I know you're there, God. Sometimes I feel alone, even when I'm not. All the troubles in the world, I forget all I've got. I know. Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. If you're just joining me from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you are joining me, I hope you guys are having a blessed weekend, and I just want to welcome you back. I have a few things that I'm going to get to later on in the show, but I just want to let you know, running across the bottom of the screen, throughout the whole show will be the website where you can go to get this rescue album that we will be discussing later on. So I'll let you guys know later. So without further ado, let's welcome my guest. Hi, Ron. How are you?
Hi. Thanks for having me, Lisa.
You're welcome. Well, you have a couple of friends with you also.
I do. Everything's better with horses. So we included that in the podcast.
So please introduce yourself to everyone and just mention what organizations you are with.
Awesome. So my name's Yvonne Moritz. I'm the founder of Horses That Help. And Horses That Help started back in 2016, helping using rescued horses to help children with special needs and at-risk youth. And then we've been doing that ever since, and then kind of slowed down on the people side and focused on the rescuing, just because finances, it kind of got tough to continue our program.
Yeah.
And then we'll share the story later, but through happenstance, everything came together and we started an album called Rescue the Rescues, with the goal of raising money for rescues throughout the country. So not just our own, rescues throughout the country can benefit from it, because that's the number one challenge that rescues face is financials.
Mhm. That's a wonderful thing that you're doing. And
Thank you.
what by the way, I have to say something because what are your horses' names?
So this is Simon. He's a Mustang. We got him when he was 2 years old, and he was completely feral, wanted nothing to do with people, and actually to the point where I was about to give up with him, and
Oh.
send him back to the BLM because he wanted nothing to do with humans. And then one day, because we had the special needs ministry, one
Mhm.
day a mom had come over with her teenage son with Down syndrome and to see the horses. You know, a lot of times they would just come and pop
Yeah.
in. And Simon was in a round pen, again, untouched horse, wanting nothing to do with humans. And here, this young man with Down syndrome walks right up to the round pen, puts his hand out, and he goes, horse. And Simon left his hay, walked over to him, and let this young man pet him and just stood with him for minutes and minutes. And we're all crying, you know, because this is the first time he's actually wanted to be with a human. And then I just, I thank God. And I said, thank you for letting me know. Like, he realized that this young man posed no threat. He felt it. And
Mhm.
Simon just needed more time. And now he's our biggest love bug and loves people more than anything. And so he just needed more time.
I
Yeah.
love Mustangs. I remember going out when I was out west years ago. I remember seeing them running and just running through the desert, just free. I wrote a poem. I actually wrote a poem about that. That's in my poetry book about
Mhm.
it's about Mustangs running wild in the desert, and it's they're great. They're great. I love it. What's the other one I can't see? I think he moved out of the way.
So this is Moses. He's a blue roan. He's a Tennessee
Moses.
Walker, and he got the name Moses because when we were having our special needs ministry, here we go. Let's get a cookie, Moses. You want a cookie?
Moses.
Moses, come here. Are you on screen? There we go. So
I can see him.
Moses, when we had our special needs ministry, it was growing rapidly, and the need was very great, and the need with the animals was great, and we always had just enough. But it was so stressful for me because, again, we always had just enough, and
Mhm.
I was in my frustrated phase, and I said, I feel like the Israelites, like walking through the desert, because, like, complaining, like, yes, they had the manna,
Yep.
but it was still just enough, and like, when do we get out of this? So Moses came to us through another crazy set of God winks, and God brought him to us completely free, 10-year-old, beautifully trained Tennessee Walker, and him and I really connected. And I was never a horseback rider. I didn't grow up with horses, but he made me feel safe. And
He's
he was my
gorgeous.
horse. Yeah. And so I named him Moses because he lifted me out of that funk. And I felt like he lifted me out of that wilderness that I was in.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's how he
great.
got his name. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. And you I wanted to ask you, when did you decide that you loved animals so much that you wanted to get into rescue? Were you a young child at the age, or was it as you were
Oh,
older?
I always loved animals, but I was never allowed to have any. We had one dog growing up that we had actually gotten from the animal shelter in New York City, which is where we're
Mhm.
from. And I remember begging my mom for horses, and she's like, "We live in a third-story walk-up. Like, we can't have horses, in an apartment." So I always loved horses, but then, or all animals. And then when we had kids and we had a house on a little bit of acreage, and then, we just started helping everything. And animals would just show up at our gate, dogs, cats. I had a
Mhm.
dream that a horse just showed up at our gate one day. That hasn't happened yet, but I'm sure it will.
Well, you're in Florida now, so that could happen.
Yeah.
You're from New York? I'm from Jersey. That's funny. I didn't know you're from New
Uh,
York.
yeah, originally.
Yeah, that's so all right. We're gonna get into the rescue the rescues now. Where did you get the idea to start that? The rescue the rescues.
So it all started with a song, God Bless the Rescuers. And
Hmm.
first, let me point out, I'm not an artistic person whatsoever. I can't sing for the life of me. When my kids were little, if I sang them a lullaby, it would make them cry. Like I'm not your typical person that you have on your show because I have no artistic ability whatsoever. So this is how you know it's God. And I was actually in that stall right there, cleaning the stall of a horse that we had here. His name was Jamaica. And he was an older horse, like 36 years old, sway back, like old horse. His owner was desperate to find him a home. He was losing his farm. He couldn't stay there. And they kept saying, well, we'll sell the farm once Jamaica dies, because all their other horses, had just passed away from old age. And
Hmm.
here's Jamaica 36 still going strong. So it was at the point they couldn't wait any longer, and they called me up. They had tried many other rescues, like looking for a soft place for him to land. And the owner was just pleading with me, and he was like, I'll give you everything I have. I'll give you, round pen panels and saddles and anything. Like, he was just so, like, you could just hear the emotion in his voice. And spoke to everybody here, and we said, yes, we could take him on. And I just remember how much emotion his owner had in my conversation with him over many times. And he kept saying, God bless you, God bless you, God bless all the rescuers. And that song, I'm cleaning the stall and I just hear the words. And I sat down right here and started typing it out on my phone. Never wrote a song before in my life. Now, I'm not in the music industry, so I made a post on
Hmm.
Facebook through our Horses That Help Facebook page, and
Yep.
going, hey, I've got this really great song, I think. Can somebody sing it? So, so this wonderful man, Kyle Hildebrand, took the song, and
Mhm.
he created this amazing song that came out exactly what I heard in my head. And it was cute because when we were talking about it, he goes, well, can you give me an idea of like how the song goes? Like, can you hum it? Can you sing it? And I go, I literally cannot, because I don't have that
Yeah.
capability. But, by the grace of God, he took it and turned it exactly what I heard in my head. Like, that was another God story. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's it's true. I mean, there's so many people that have never written anything before, and all of a sudden they get some. It's if it's his will for you to do this. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's what this is about. And I thank you for posting that post, because that's how I was getting in touch with you to
Mhm.
be on this album also. So that was great that you did that. And I'm really glad you found this guy did an unbelievable job with this. I mean, even the voice, just the way he did it, it's so emotional, this song. I
Yeah.
mean, I listened to it and I kept thinking of my Molly every time I listened to this song, because it was just
Oh.
very emotional. And so um, so this song, God Bless the Rescuers, was this based on a specific, it was based on that horse?
Uh-huh. Yep. My conversation about that horse with his owner.
Okay. So I'm
Yeah.
going to play that right now so everybody
Oh,
can hear it.
awesome. It's a
And
great
this
song.
song, this song is on the album. And if anybody really likes any of the songs I play tonight that are on the album, it's on the bottom of the screen, www.rescuetherescues.com. And you could download the whole album, and she will talk about it later on, but they're a nonprofit, and you can choose it's all over the US, right? They could choose anybody they want to donate the money
Yeah,
to.
so we created something that's never been done before. We wanted the purchaser, to pick which nonprofit they wanted, which
Mhm.
rescue they wanted to receive the funds from it. So, like, if you were in Utah, your local rescue down the street, you can support them. So it took a lot of trial and error with a couple different
Yeah.
web technicians and stuff. So we actually created a database where you pick the state and then you pick which rescue. So we have thousands and thousands of rescues in that database. And then at
Mhm.
the end of every month, we run a report so we know which rescue to send the funds to. So the album is $14, but out of that 14, $10 gets donated to the
That's
rescue that you
great.
pick. Yeah.
That's great. Well, let's play the first song, and we'll come back and talk about it. This is
Awesome.
God Bless the Rescuers.
Yay.
My heart was torn to pieces and my throat was shaking bad as I called the last number on my list. Everyone else had said no, sorry we're full, and I knew that this last chance was all there is. Excuse me, ma'am, I have a horse that's been my family for 20-some odd years. He's kept my daughter safe as she grew up with him. So many memories, so many smiles, so many stories to tell over the years. You'd never know he's 34 by the way he runs the field. He greets me at the gate with a whinny and a snort, and we've been known to share a beer or two as he listens to my woes. He's a great old boy, he's my best friend, but I'm losing this land and our time is coming to an end. God bless the rescuers, God bless those that step into the fray, those that put their lives on hold so they can run another day. God bless the rescuers as they're watching our hearts break, 'cause letting go of the friend we know couldn't happen any other way. God bless the rescuers. They say to put him down, that his time is running out, but how can I do that when there's still life in his eyes? His body hasn't failed him, and I'm afraid the only failure will come from me if I can't get your help. He'll greet you at the gate with a whinny and a snort, and he'll share a beer or two if you're having a bad day. I know money is tight for everyone, but ma'am, would you please take my horse? That lady was my last hope, and I cried when she said yes. God bless the rescuers, God bless those that step into the fray, those that put their lives on hold so they can run another day. God bless the rescuers as they're watching our hearts break, 'cause letting go of the friend we know couldn't happen any other way. God bless the rescuers home. God bless the rescuers.
That is so beautiful, Yvonne. I'm sorry. I lost my dog Angel 3 months ago, and that just really hit me. So, but that was beautiful. I loved it. And I can't believe I can't believe that you wrote that and you've never written before. That is definitely that. Oh yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt, that is definitely, and it comes from here. It
Yeah.
comes from in here with his help. It definitely, it's you know, that, I mean, that album, I really hope that it really helps. Like you said, the rescues need so much help, and what they do is just amazing. All the rescues, all over the United States, around the world. I mean, what they do to help animals is just amazing. I see, because I help. I'm affiliated. I help out Open Hands Animal Rescue in Ocala, so I see what they do and everything they do to try to help. And it's just a lot. And like you said, they don't have enough money to do everything that they need to do to help these any animals, not just dogs, horses, everything.
Yeah.
And,
And the money is out there. We just have to connect everybody. So, I mean, the Rescues album, it's such a simple thing. It's again something that's never been done before. But I mean, if you're going to donate $10 anyway, then get this album, and it's going to raise so much awareness, just like the emotions that you felt from that one song. So many more of the songs are just as powerful, if not more. Some of the songs were written specifically for rescuers. There's one song, Because of You, that is just boom, boom, boom. We had an amazing artist, Chris Erickson, contribute that song, and he actually wrote it specifically
yeah, I
for
know
this
him.
album. Oh, really?
Yeah.
So then if anybody is a rescuer, like, that song is just going to lift you up and give you strength to go another day, because rescue is hard physically and emotionally.
It is.
Yeah.
I know it is. And it is. It's a lot. And you basically, I've seen people just give up their whole life. I mean, I see them. I see what they
Yeah.
do. I mean, a lot of them are in debt for themselves. They give up their life of what they want to do with their life because they're constantly rescuing. Then they have to foster dogs that nobody else wants. They have to take them in, or horses, whatever, and until somebody finds, they find a home for them. And I see it. I see it firsthand what they go through, and it's really devastating. And if anybody's out there that is doing really well financially and wants to make a donation to this album, get this album. And if anybody wanted to donate more than that, can they do that?
If they wanted to donate to our rescue, Horses That Help, that would be amazing. However, we're kind of in a right now we only have 4 sanctuary horses. So the amount
Okay.
of work that we're doing right now is much smaller, because we're kind of hunkered down to get this out there. So, if you want to donate to your local rescue and 501c3 rescue. You could tell on Facebook who's doing the most work and everything.
Yeah, of
Can
course.
you check on him, please? There's a lot of noise coming from Moses' stall, making sure he's okay.
So,
And yeah, but if you you don't have to be rich to buy the album. So rescuetherescues.com. What's really nice is there's a preview of all the songs. So you can hear a preview of every song that's there. It's an 11-song album. About half of them are exclusive to the album, and about the other half are not. Like one song we have, Dogs in Heaven by David Gregg. Oh my gosh. That's another one that'll get you.
Yeah.
And then there's quite a few really powerful ones. Like we had one lady, she goes, I was expecting the album to be cheesy, but it's not. It's really good. So yeah, rescuetherescues.com. When you go on there, you pick which rescue you want to support. And then we register that, and then you go ahead and pay, download the album. You get it 2 ways. You could get it as a continuous stream. So you could like do CarPlay, play it in the barn, play it in the house, whatever. It stays on your phone or your computer, iPad, whatnot. And then you could also download it as individual songs too. So if you wanted to key in on separate songs, you could do that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds great. I hope everybody out there that's watching, and if they watch this back also, because this is going to be played back on a radio station, on a Podbean, and a couple other places where they'll hear it. And if, not physically see it, people will also listen to this. So go to www.rescuetherescues.com and you can download the album. Like she said, you can hear little snippets of each song, and then you can download the whole album for $14, you said?
Yep. And $10 of the 14 goes to the rescue that you pick.
Okay. I'm going to play the next song, which is my song, Molly Malone. And this song I wrote years ago, and I wrote this as a poem actually for my Molly that passed away. And she was my girl, and she had health problems, and she taught me a lot about life. And but I wrote this poem and I turned it into a song years ago, and I didn't do anything with it. I never knew what I was going to do with it. I just I sang it online a lot and everything. And then when you said you were looking for songs for this, I figured this would be a perfect way to honor her, is to dedicate it to the album. So this is my song, Molly Malone, and this is just on acoustic. This isn't with any other instruments or anything.
My name is Molly, soon you will see why I am such a happy puppy. I was born in Carolina, my mommy was a stray. My daddy was a shepherd that didn't want to stay. I know I'll find a family one day. I'm Molly Malone, Molly Malone. Will I ever find a home? Molly Malone, Molly Malone. Will I always be alone? Since my birth, I live behind bars instead of playing and chasing all the cars. I see different faces every day, looking for the one who wants to stay. I know I'll find that person one day. I'm Molly Malone, Molly Malone. Will I ever find a home? Molly Malone, Molly Malone. Will I always be alone? Dream came true months ago. Lady hold me, didn't let me go. She looked into my eyes. I saw into her soul. I knew that she would love me as I got old. I'm Molly Malone, Molly Malone. Will I ever find a home? Molly Malone, Molly Malone. Will I always be alone? She bought me a leash, a nice comfy bed. She called me Molly and patted my head. The house that she lived had a yard for me to roam. She gave me a meal, fed me a bone, kissed my forehead. Finally I was home. I'm Molly Malone, Molly Malone. Now I finally have a home. Molly Malone, oh Molly Malone. Now I'll never be Molly Malone.
Okay, we're back.
Hi.
So that was my song, Molly Malone. That was based on the poem that I wrote for her. And I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there that feel the same way, that they want to help. They want to help rescues, and they want to help. Maybe they are with the rescue and they really want to help. So, if there's anybody out there that's watching this that is a part of a rescue, I mean, can they donate to their own rescue if they wanted to?
Absolutely. So let's say I'm with ABC Rescue. Go in, purchase the album, pick ABC Rescue, and then listen to it, fall in love, and then advertise it to your followers. Make a Facebook Live and have the music playing in the background and just be like, oh my gosh, this album really, hit me in all the feels, and ask people to buy the album too and to choose ABC Rescue when they make their purchase. And I mean, theoretically, thousands and thousands of dollars could be generated that way. So
How are you
that's the
doing so
plan.
far? How are you doing so far?
We just officially launched 2 weeks ago, and it's been a little
Okay.
slow. I'll be honest with you. We're just trying to get the word out. I think because it's a totally different concept. We listen
Yeah.
to music on streaming platforms. We don't download an album. So I think that's a little bit of education's gonna, take the key, but we're getting out there and we're starting to reach out to social influencers and bigger rescues. And I think it's gonna really take off. Like I know it. I know it. I know it. Like this came from God, and it's going to do well. It's going to help a lot of people and a lot of animals by in turn. It's going
Well,
to
that's
definitely
why I
help a
wanted
lot
you to
of
come
people.
on this show. That's why I wanted
Yeah.
you to come on this show, because this is another outlet for you to speak about it.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
speaking about God, how do you feel? Do you feel your faith has helped you along the way with animals, with taking care of animals and being in rescue?
100%. Oh my gosh, I could talk for 48 hours about all the miracle stories we had when it comes to animals. Um, oh my gosh, like there's just so many, and God has guided us in so many steps along the way. And we never intended on, becoming a 501c3 and, starting all this. Again, it was just all God. Like we started by accident, the ministry to
Wow.
begin with. And then we just I always say, we get into everything by accident.
Mhm.
It just sort of happens, but that's just God putting all the pieces together and us just being
That's
willing and
true.
saying, okay, this is what you have us doing now. All right. And we go along with it.
Yeah, you just got to keep praying for strength and to help you get through everything. And I
Amen.
pray, believe it or not, I pray for rescuers every day. I pray for
Um,
everybody that takes care of animals and that go out there, because like I said, I see what they do, and it's a
yeah.
lot of work, and we need rescues so bad because of all the homeless animals that are out there that
Oh,
need a home and need to be rescued, need everything. I mean, it's just
yeah.
amazing what they do. It's a
Yeah,
lot of work.
we placed 55 horses in 5 years. So I mean, we
Wow.
did a lot. Yeah, and we had kittens dumped over our fence. We've had, dogs showed up. Like we've had so much, and we've done a lot. It just financially we had to slow down, and it killed
Mhm.
me to be because I get calls several times a week asking for people to asking us to take their horses, and I have to say no because I can't afford it. And
Yeah,
it makes me cry. Like it's those are the hardest phone calls because I hear all these sob stories, and people love their animals, but they just can't afford it.
I know.
And then so what I started doing though, I'm starting to make connections with people that are looking for a horse, a companion horse, with people that are looking to have their horse placed. So I'm making a lot of connections without having the animals have to come here. And then financially, we're able to help without actually taking them on. But there's so many rescues that are, helping hundreds of horses a month, and they need tremendous help. So we're trying to fund, a rising tide lifts all boats. So that's what we're trying to do.
Then you also have the emergencies with things with like hurricanes and tornadoes and, all these natural disasters, and you have all these misplaced animals. So that's on top of that, of everything else. You have all these animals coming in, from the floods and everything. And that makes matters worse. I know that.
Yeah, we've done hurricane relief as well in the past several times.
Yeah, relief. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any special animals in your life that you like to talk about? You like to mention?
Well, I already spoke about Moses and Simon, and that's so. There's every animal is special. We just lost our heart dog, Rosie, Rosebud Jelly Bean, actually. Yeah. Several months ago, and that was hard. And but the more animals you get to love, the more you lose, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's part of life. I wish they could live as long as us, but I always say you spoil them and you love them as much as they're, as long as they're here. But we will never be able to give the love back to them that they give to us. It's like I said, I know I just lost my dog in December, and he was so special. He was just such a good dog, good boy.
Yeah.
And it's it's hard. And you always have that one that's always like that one dog or horse or whatever that is always that special one that you will never replace. And that's how Molly was with me. So it's, I understand what people go through.
There's another song on the album called Horses in Heaven. So we have a Dogs in Heaven and a Horses in Heaven. And they'll both tug at your heart. Absolutely.
Horses in heaven, dogs in heaven. We'll be in heaven. We'll be together.
Amen.
Yeah, that's good. So what do you got? What else are you working on? Anything else like coming up? Or you plan on working on any other things, any other projects?
Yeah. So one of the songs on the album, Waiting at the Gate, is I actually wrote that one too. Again, keep in mind, never written a song before, and now we've got a couple. But Waiting at the Gate, I think, is going to be so powerful and do so much good. It's written from the perspective of a dog in the animal shelter, and the dog is waiting at the gate for a face I've never seen, for a love I've never known. And that's just part of the chorus. And man, that song just gets you. Another verse that's really powerful is, I would tell you my story if I knew how. And it's just, I feel, with everything that I feel, that song has the power to make adopting animals from the animal shelter and from rescues the cool thing. I think that because of that song, if that goes viral and becomes a song that people know, I see these pictures on Facebook where people, rescues are pleading, for this dog, and I just hear the song Waiting at the Gate for all these animals, and I can't look at them the same way because I'm seeing them from the perspective, from the background of that song. And one thing, I'm just tossing it out there because that's how everything seems to happen. I just know that if Jelly Roll or somebody like him, but I could hear Jelly Roll in his voice singing that song in my head, just like I heard God Bless the Rescuers and Kyle Hildebrand stepped up. I could hear Jelly Roll singing Waiting at the Gate, and with his emotion and with his voice behind it, oh my gosh, we could empty the rescues. We could empty the shelters, because people will just see these dogs and cats and horses in a different light. And I think I think that's going to be the next big thing. God willing.
Well, now you got me wanting to write something else. now I'm going to want to write another song now because of all you're talking about now, because I'm a songwriter. So,
Aw.
so now I'm thinking about writing something about rescues now.
Aw.
We'll see. We'll see what comes to me. Maybe I'll do something. Um, that's great though. The whole project is great, and I'm hoping that it does really well, and I'm hoping that everybody that's watching this just shares this with everyone, and you know, and even if you can't donate, just if you're out there, see if you could foster, even if
Mhm.
foster and help a rescue by fostering a dog, or even they have foster horses. I mean, can you foster a horse?
Oh, absolutely. Hmm. Yeah, we have quite a few
Yeah.
horses in foster care. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can, right? Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
could, so you could, even if you can't adopt it. And I know financially there's so many people hurting in this world today. And I know that's why a lot of them are giving up their pets,
Yeah.
because they can't afford to feed themselves. And, we just have to be respectful of these people. I mean, because I know a lot of them can't afford to feed their families. And me, myself, I'd live in my car if I had to. To keep my dogs. I mean, I just can't do it. I mean, I know. I mean, I can't say never, but it's really hard to even think about being in that situation. And I feel bad for people that have to be, that do. But that's why the rescues are there. That's why they're so important, to help those people that are in that situation. So that's
Exactly.
why it's important.
Yeah, and the rescues are hurting too. When this project when we first started working on it, like 2 years ago, um, I obviously I follow rescues. That's the world that I'm in. So many have closed their doors in these last 2 years that I personally follow. So I mean, we've lost hundreds of good rescues just in
Yeah.
these past 2 years because they can't afford to keep their doors open, or they're like us where they had to scale down in order to survive. And that's to the point where we got was, we can't have 15 horses at a time anymore. So we had to scale down, find everybody homes, but limit who's coming in. It was either that or we'd have to shut our doors. So now we're helping on a much smaller scale, like our personal rescue. But yeah, rescues are struggling too. It's a hard time.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, the problem is everybody is financially hurting right now. So to ask somebody to donate to a rescue, that's
Yeah,
hard
but the
when they
album
can't.
is only $14.
I know.
So in the bulk of that is going to
That's what
go
I was going to
help.
say. The album is $14, and you're donating, and you're donating to your rescue of your choice. So
Yes.
that's a great deal. I mean, and you got some great songs on there. So, I mean, if anybody wants to download the album, once again, it's on the bottom of the screen. You can go to rescuetherescues.com and download the album. You can listen to the album, and you can even donate to them, right? If they want to donate more than that, if they're blessed and they want to donate more than $14, they can.
Yeah.
And
Or you could purchase the album for other people too and gift
yeah,
it.
that's true.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, because it's all MP3s, right? You just
Yep.
download the whole album digital.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, super
That's
easy to
great.
do. I know it sounds scary, but it's so easy. We beta tested with friends and family, and we had 80-year-old ladies being able to download it. So you can do it. It's not hard.
Well, I just want I just want to tell you that I really enjoyed this show. I mean, not only because I love animals, but because of what you're doing and how great a person you are. And you're a blessing to the animal community, to the rescuers also. And just keep doing what you're doing, and you'll be blessed. You already are, and you'll be blessed more by what you're doing to help. And just let everybody know where they can follow your organizations and your social media pages.
Yep. So on Facebook, we're Horses That Help is our nonprofit. And then Rescue the Rescues is the page with the updates on the album.
Okay,
And
so
yeah, I see, I'm so ancient. Like I just have Facebook. We don't even have TikTok and stuff. We have to get there. That's why I'm hoping that we could get the assistance of some influencers and stuff. I just put the album out there, and we'll pray that it gets some traction.
Well, you got me too. I've been helping. So, do you want people to also follow you if they would like? You personally?
Oh no, I'm boring.
Yeah, but don't you post things about the rescues too on your page?
I just share with the rescue posts. Yeah, no, it's all good.
Okay, what about Horses That Help?
Yep, Horses That Help is our Facebook page, and then our website is horsesthathelp.org if they want to learn even more about us.
Okay, about that specific rescue, right? Because you have two. You have the other one with Rescue to Rescues is different.
Yeah, Rescue to Rescues is the album project.
Yeah, it's the album part. Okay. So I want to thank you for coming on, and I hope that I hope everybody was watching this, and if you're watching this later on, you can still this is going to be going around for a long time. So anytime you watch this, you can go on and get the album. It's not like it's a physical copy, so it's always going to be there. So you can go on and rescuetherescues.com and download the digital album, and you can contact her, Yvonne, if you have any questions. They could contact you, right?
Yep, my email is down there. We've got a big frequently asked questions list.
Okay, on Rescue to Rescues, right? Yep. On the website. Okay, so you can do that. And don't forget, wherever you are watching this in the United States, you can get this album and download it to your favorite rescue. So wherever you are, if you're watching this in California or Texas or wherever you are, you can dedicate this, you can donate this album. This album will be to your rescue. So I think that's a great deal. That's really great. Of course, I use Open Hands Animal Rescue. That's my rescue in Florida. So everybody else can donate to whoever they want. But once again, I want to thank you so much for coming on, and thank Moses. And what's the other one's name again?
Simon.
This one.
Moses and Simon.
Simon. Hi, Simon. Bye, Simon. Hi. He's looking at me. I love horses. They're great. Well, thank you so much again for coming on, and good luck with the album. I really hope you sell thousands of them, and I will be there to help you guys out as much as I can. God bless you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Thanks.
Have a good night.
Thank you too.
I hope you guys enjoyed that show. Whoever just joined me or came on late, this is Yvonne Moritz from Rescue the Rescues and Horses That Help. And at the bottom of the screen, you can see it going on the screen. I will be putting this on all my social media pages also for a while, to try to help them out to download this album. There's some great songs on this album, and you can help out any rescue that you'd like. So I'm going to end this show with, real quick, I want to show you guys some pictures from my Open Hands Animal Rescue that I've been showing every week. Now, these dogs are up for adoption also, and they have not been adopted yet. And I just want to show you some pictures of, this is Smiley. He's a 1-year-old Rottweiler looking for a home, nice big yard, somebody I could give him a nice life. And this is Bella. She's a 1-year-old Rottweiler. She's looking for a home also. Sorry, she's a 5-year-old Rottweiler. Smiley was the 1-year-old. She's 5 years old, and she's looking for a home. And this is Miss Bean. She's Bella is very dog selective, and Bean really has to be approved for Open Hands Animal Rescue. She needs a great home. She's 5 years old also. And all of these dogs, you could go on my openhandsanimalrescue.com, and you can follow them on O'Hare and Facebook. And if you'd like to donate to them, or like she said, you can download the album and you could donate $14. They'll get $10 of that, and you get a nice album in the process. So if you want to help Open Hands Animal Rescue, you can actually go and get the album and help them out in the process. But that's I'm really great. I'm just so blessed to be able to do this, to help out everyone. But real quick, I just want to show you guys something. These are my rescue dogs that I have had over the years. This is my angel. He was my baby. He just passed away December 14th. He was 12 years old, and he was the best dog in the world. He was such a sweetheart. And he was adopted, and his story is in my poetry book also. He's a poem. I wrote poems for all my dogs, actually, in my poetry book. And this was my first dog, Rocky, that I got when I was married. He's a boxer, purebred. My husband got him for me at 2 months old. And he was a great, great dog. I wrote a poem for him also. This was his son, Muggsy. He was a pure white boxer. He lived to be, believe it or not, almost 15 years old. And that's very old for a boxer. He had cancer. He had all kinds of health problems, but he had the will to live like no dog I've ever seen. And he gave me so much. Just watching this dog go through what he did just gave me a will to live. It was amazing. He was such a good dog. That was Muggsy. And of course, these is my other pack. This is my Molly Malone. This is Oreo, and this was Jenna. And Jenna was rescued up in Jersey. She passed away in 2015. Oreo passed away in 2020. He was an unbelievable dog, another one. And Molly Malone, that's what the song is based on. I rescued her back in 2006. She was 8 weeks old, and she was an incredible dog that I just can't even get into it, because this dog was just amazing, and everything in her life, she did everything that I've never seen a dog do before. She was the smartest dog I've ever seen. And she was just incredible. And she left an impact on me that I will never forget in my life. And that's the reason why I wrote that song for her. And then when Molly passed away in 2019, she sent me Danny. And Danny, I was drawn to him by her, and I adopted him in 2020. And he is 7 years old now. And then we eventually, down the line, we adopted Maggie May, who's another purebred boxer, and she's a little boxer. She's tiny and she's crazy, but she's a sweetheart. And we rescued her from a bad situation. We actually got her from Open Hands Animal Rescue. And she's the last dog that we adopted, and she is my husband's baby. She's just a sweetheart. And her and Danny absolutely love each other. So these are the two dogs I have left out of my packs. But I will probably always have dogs, because I love them. And what does G-O-D spell? D-O-G. So dogs are a blessing, and so are horses and every other animals that are out there. So guys, if you ever get a chance to foster a dog or adopt one, there's nothing like owning a dog in your life. It is unbelievable feeling to be able to help one of them. And the love that they give you back, you will never get from anyone else but God. God is the only one. God will love you more than anything or person in this world. But a dog, I think, on this earth will love you more than anyone. They will give you back more than you deserve, probably. That's just how they are. And I just want to thank everybody for coming on. And I want to, before I leave you guys with my song, Resurrection and the Life, I'm not going to play the video because I've been having issues with the videos. I have to look into this and see what the problem is with the glitches. So I'm going to play my song, and I'm going to have the picture on there. If you haven't heard this song, this is the #1 Christian rock song in Florida called Resurrection and the Life. Next week, I have on Chad Rivette. He was the one that was supposed to be on back on the 1st, but he had to cancel for an emergency. He will be on Palm Sunday. That will be an interesting show. And he will be on the 28th. April 5th, I have an Easter special. I will be doing all live resurrection music to welcome the resurrection of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I will be doing all kinds of live music from everyone, all of my originals, my award-winning songs, and I'm going to have a couple people on to say a couple of things. April 12th, I have Alice Nelson on. She's an award-winning country artist. The 19th, I have Miss Kristen. She's another award-winning artist. And then Scott Vanover is on the 26th. That's the whole month of April. I won't get into May, June, and July yet because I'm booked up till July. So if you would like to be on this show and you want to tell your testimony as to how God has helped you in your life, contact me. You can come on the show. I don't have any openings until mid-July. But if you can wait till then, just contact me and I'll get you on the show and you can talk about your music career. If you're an author in the military, you have any kind of job that you want. But if God has to be the center of your life, you could come on and talk about whatever you want to talk about and we'll have a great time. And I will just do whatever I can to promote you and get you out there. So once again, I want to thank you guys wherever you're watching from, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, anyone out there. Thank you so much for the support. And also, real quick, I forgot. This show and myself are nominated for the Gospel Choice Music Awards. I know a lot of you have been voting for me. It's unlimited voting until the 29th. Go to gospelchoicemusicawards.com and look for, you have to go up on the left-hand corner, click voting, and then click on voting, and then go to female artist, vocalist, and podcaster Lisa Marie Nicole, and you vote, and you can vote as many times a day as you want until the 29th to get me to the finals. And I'll let you guys know if I make the finals. So once again, God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your week. I will see you next Sunday right here at 6 p.m. And this is my song, Resurrection of the Life. Have a good night. God bless.
Despair. Worldly powers can't touch one of their hairs. I am supernatural food to eat each day. Many will hear this and walk away. I introduce your humanity into the life of